I said, well, when we add all this up, it means a six-figure income. Are you okay with that? And yes, she was. So sometimes people think that making six figures is burnout. And we come right back to that initial myth. That's not the case. It can be the case. And there are some key things that you want to shift around in your business plan so that you're not trading time for money. That's the biggest thing. Hey, Dr. Shaunna here, and I am so excited for this inaugural episode of Six Figure Health Coach. This is a topic near and dear to my heart. It is my mission to have more of you amazing health coaches and healers getting your amazing healing gifts out into the world and to be able to sustain yourself and make a six-figure, soul-satisfying difference. So I'm Dr. Shaunna Menard, and I know a thing or two about this topic. I was a medical doctor for 25 years and became a successful six-figure health coach and went on to now mentor and allow others and show others the way to create successful, soul-satisfying six-figure health coaching practices. So in this podcast series, we're going to be interviewing some of these amazing health coaches, finding out what they do, what made the difference. But we're going to start off right here, right now at the beginning with why would you want to be a six-figure health coach? Why does that matter? When I wrote my book, Six-Figure Health Coach, and I literally wrote the book on this, guys. When I wrote my book, Six-Figure Health Coach, some healers would say, you know what, I don't really need to make six figures. I'm not trying to get rich off of this. I'm not trying to make a whole whack of money. That's not why I'm doing it. And so that's a misunderstanding of what this means. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about three common myths about six-figure health coach and what does it not mean, and then the 5 reasons why I believe six figures is minimum wage for a health coach and why six figures is the key to a successful sustainable practice. Now a lot of times people get that mixed around. They think, well, of course, if you have six figures you have a successful sustainable practice, but it doesn't happen by accident. It is strategic and it's a mindset, and I'm going to show you why going after a six-figure health coaching practice is the key to ease and sustainability, provided we put a few things in there. So we're going to cover those in the upcoming episodes. So let's start with what is a six-figure health coach? What does it not mean? Let's bust the myths right out of the water right first off. So number one, it does not mean you're in it for the money, because I know you're not. You're a healer, you're a health coach, you really want to make a difference. I know that. And six figures is not about the money, but you got to make enough money so that you can do the work without it being about the money. So if you're not making enough to put a roof over your head or food on the table, then you're going to have to do something else in order to do that. And you never give this health coaching gig enough focus, time, and energy to actually get it up off the ground. So we're going to circle back around to that when we talk about the 5 reasons why this is so important. The second thing is it does not mean you're salesy. In fact, I don't know of a successful six-figure practice that approached it that way. I don't know how to create it that way. And I would not recommend that because it's not going to be, as my first book, Free to Heal, talked about, soul satisfying. And that's really important, that you're doing work that you are meant to do, because that helps sustain you. And the third thing it does not mean is burnout. So sometimes when I say six figures, people think, well, gosh, this practice that's making me nothing is taking everything out of me, every ounce of me, to post on social media and create lists and do all of this stuff. Which, by the way, we're gonna dispel some myths about some of that stuff that you might be diverting your energy and time into, and channel it into stuff that really works. So, and it's a lot simpler than you are imagining. I know, because I've already tried all of those other paths as well. I've been at this for a long time. So it does not mean burnout. So I know that it feels like, hey, if I've only made 5,000 or less, or 20,000 or less, and it's taken every waking minute, I can't imagine making six figures. So you're not even going to go there. And that's not true. In fact, doing this right, meaning if you can make six figures, you can make multiple six or even seven figures once you crack the code on this. But much like a lot of us, when we are helping people with nutrition, it's flipping the recipe, it's swapping out, it's doing those little shifts from unhealthy habits or beliefs or ways of looking at things and shifting it into something that's easier. So it's not harder, it's just a little shift in perspective. Now, let's dive into the 5 reasons why six figures is key to having a successful, sustainable, soul satisfying health coaching practice, and why I believe it's minimum wage. So, first of all, being a six-figure health coach means that you are empowered to do your soul satisfying work. Now, as we alluded to, if you don't have enough money to put a roof over your head and food on the table, you're going to have to do something else. And so that you don't have time to devote to this. But let's say you're making an okay amount, just a little bit. You're struggling, you're barely getting by. You are vulnerable. And the people that you would have otherwise served are vulnerable. Why? Because if a job comes along that is paying you more, but you don't like it, or maybe it's a toxic workplace, you're going to be vulnerable, because if you're not covering your bills, you're going to be tempted to go do that so that you can. Let's say your bills are covered though. And let's say you're making six figures as a health coach and you're working in your zone of genius, doing work that lights you up, that fuels you, that you know you were meant to do. It feels so good to help people in this way. When you're doing that and you're making six figures, you're comfortable. Six figures is not all that much money. 100,000, half of it's going to go to taxes. You're going to have expenses. You're going to eat the rest. It's fine. It's comfortable. It's not extravagant, but it means a few other things that we're going to talk about and a few other tips here. But if you're making six figures doing work that you love, and an opportunity comes along that pays you 200,000 or 400,000, but it's working in a place or with people or in conditions or for a company that you just don't like, you can easily say no. You can have an empowered no to that because you're good, you're comfortable, and you're doing work that is meaningful. The second reason why I'm going to encourage you to aspire to be a six-figure health coach is because running a sustainable, soul satisfying health coaching practice requires focus. And focus, as I think it was Les Hewitt once coined the term, focus stands for follow one course until successful. And that is key. You want to guard your focus like it's a suitcase with $1 million. Because if you divert your focus, you're going to lose everything. But when you are focused in one positive forward direction, you will get there. So focus is key. And if we have to piece together multiple different jobs to try and make ends meet, we're going to divert our focus. So creating successful results for your clients requires your focus. Now, we will have those moments when we had been being a mom, being a doctor, being some other line of work, and we are shifting over to have a health coach being our soul satisfying work, where there is that transition phase. But you want to, as much as possible, focus and put your momentum going in one direction rather than scattering your energy. When you scatter your energy into all different areas, trying all sorts of things, you burn out quickly. The third reason why I recommend you become a six-figure health coach is a successful practice requires reinvestment. You're going to reinvest in your clients to help them get even better results. You're going to be investing in advertising and awareness campaigns to let your potential clients, the people that you could serve, know that you exist. And that requires focus and money. And you want to be able to deliver excellent results. And to deliver that, sometimes that means bringing in other team, either to support you or to support your clients, and other tools to get them the best results and have a lot of fun along the way. The fourth reason that you want to aspire to be a health coach that is earning six figures is that you're legit. You are a legit business. You're not just a hobby anymore. As you start out, you may be doubting yourself. Others may be doubting you. You may be hearing a lot of that chirping in the background, which is not helpful. And you are, again, vulnerable. And If your mission is to just help a few neighbors lose 10 pounds or a family member, then fair enough. That's fine. It is a hobby and it is a lovely, lovely hobby. But if you want to be taken seriously as a business owner, and if you want to make a significant, soul satisfying difference and have this be your primary work, then we have to have that give us a return on our investment. So once you're making six figures, you're legit. It really, nothing silences naysayers. Not that we really care what they think, but they sometimes can distract our attention. And once you are earning six figures, and unfortunately, not much before then people start to take you seriously and you can actually get more support. You will have more people buy into your mission. They'll see your idea of where you're going, the difference that you're making, and they want to be a part of that movement. And you'll get help in terms of virtual assistants or team members or spouse or family that weren't really on board before, but now that they can see this vision, and up to this point, maybe all they've seen is money going out the window on certifications and tools and ad spend and websites, and they haven't really seen anything come back in return. And that's normal. You have to invest first before it comes in. But if it's never coming in or you don't have a game plan for that to come in, well, it's an expensive hobby and you get to determine whether that is sustainable for you. But what is great is when your business is six figure practice so that it is not only physically sustainable, emotionally sustainable, but financially sustainable as well. And then everybody wins, and especially the clients that you are now able to serve to the best of your ability. And the last and fifth reason why you want to be a successful six figure health coach is because it is synonymous with making a significant difference. In my experience, you can't make six figures as a health coach without making a significant difference in the lives of others. Your clients, in order to get the results, need to invest and commit to themselves and into the process, into the journey. One of my clients, who was one of those who said, I live alone. It's me, my cat, my garden. I don't really want to make six figures. I don't need that much. But when we looked at, we're going to come into some business plans later. But when we looked at how many people she wanted to serve, and we looked at a business plan that leveraged her time and would not have her burn out, I said, well, when we add all this up, it means a six figure income. Are you okay with that? And yes, she was. So sometimes people think that making six figures is burnout. And we come right back to that initial myth. That's not the case. It can be the case. And there are some key things that you want to shift around in your business plan so that you're not trading time for money. That's the biggest thing. We're going to be talking more about that in upcoming episodes. But the most important key to creating a six figure health coach practice is really what we're going to dive into in the next episode. We are going to be talking about why purpose driven expert niches are the key to attracting your ideal clients. So to summarize this here, six figure health coach, I mean that in the purest, most altruistic, most magnificent, most meaningful, most difference making, healing way. And if you get things stirred up within you when I say six figures and you go crosswise, you want to examine that. That is the piece that is going to get in your way and prevent you from actually making that difference that you know you are able to make. So I just wanted to bust some of those myths. Those are common ones that come up as I speak to people every week, health coaches from around the globe, that they sometimes get mixed up. Now, on the other hand, some of them really want to go after it. They get that. Maybe they've been in business before, or maybe they need to replace a medical income. And they're like, hey, I'm with you on this. We have to make six figures. Well, the other thing is almost no health coaches are making six figures, almost none. Now, when I started out, I didn't even know it was possible to make six figures. And to my knowledge, I am the only successful medical doctor who, after a 25-year successful medical practice, left that to become a successful health coach, a six-figure health coach. I don't know of anyone else who has done that. And so I literally wrote the book on it. I feel like this is so important to get more of you out there. Now, since that time, I have helped others create six-figure health coaching practices. They were able to do it a lot faster and a lot cheaper than it cost me to get there. I am almost certain I've made every mistake in the book all along the way. It cost me 100 grand to get that six-figure health coaching practice. And so it doesn't need to take that long. It doesn't need to take years like it did for me. And it doesn't need to cost you $100,000 to get there. So we're going to tune in these episodes. We're going to cover all of the juicy nuggets from my experience over the decades. And you're going to love, especially hearing about some of these amazing health coaches. And you're going to learn what is hot right now because things change. Things change really fast and faster and faster. So we're going to talk about people who are doing that. I'm going to share some insight from my books, from my trainings. But the most important thing here to take away is that you want to aspire to be a six-figure health coach because that means you're making a six-figure difference. And that is how we're changing the world. So we want to get you and your healing gifts out into the world because the world really does need you. So in the next episode, I'm very excited. We're going to talk about why purpose-driven expert niches are the key to attracting your clients. And it's also the key to being soul satisfying, which is so important. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a fantastic week. And of course, be good for you.